first quote you as saying that in Tamil Nadu,
You shouldn't be reading the competition papers.
but you're not denying what you said, right? You said that in Tamil Nadu, development has become more important than Dravidian politics.
Definitely.
But at the same time, you said that you didn't think it was a good idea having streets named in Hindi. But that's the national language.
Who says?
No?
Hindi belt is saying that. We never said that.
But there has to be one national language.
You must understand in 1950,
Huh.
when you made the division of states, the states were divided on linguistic basis. Don't challenge that now. You're not changing the republic of this country, Republic of India. The moment you challenge linguistic states, you're challenging the Republic of India. Don't do that every time you get a whim, because you don't understand Tamil is not just a language, it's a culture, it's an ethos, it's deep-rooted. In Tamil Nadu they say they breathe Tamil, not speak Tamil, okay? So when there is such a strong emotion, you don't try to rub your language on them, because you must understand Tamil language has a longer history than Sanskrit and much more literature than any other language. Now suddenly if you try to impose a language upon them, they'll definitely react. It's unnecessary because the states were divided on linguistic basis and we have to respect that.
Do you think the Prime Minister understands that?
I think he understands that there was no policy about this. It is just that somebody, over-enthusiastic people start painting highway signs in Hindi and unnecessarily creating reactions.
You just mentioned that in reference to Tamil Nadu, that the expectations of the people in any case are low from politicians. Now,
I said mine.
Or the people's expectations. But, so, is that also true for the political class as a whole, that expectations from the political class have lowered gradually?
This is something that you can distinctly see in the last 3 to 4 years. The expectation of what we expect from the political class has risen immensely. At one time, we had kind of given up. Now there is hope and it has risen in a big way, and I think we should keep it rising.
Risen since when?
In the last 3-4 years for sure.
Since this government came?
Definitely.
In terms of what a government can achieve?
In terms of what is expected of a leader has gone up immensely.
But do you think the political climate of the country has contributed or is contributing to the rise of yoga gurus?
Yoga rising?
Yoga gurus.
Yoga gurus.
I don't know where these questions are coming up from. Obviously, you have kind of crystallized your ideas. Please listen to me properly. I want you to understand this, that whatever I am doing, for example, I could make this happen 10 times or 25 times more in a country like the United States or any other English-speaking country than in India. But I stay in India largely because I feel this country needs this. This is not because of government help. I want you to understand, we have not received an inch of land from the government, we have not received a rupee of contribution from the government or aid from the government at any point, nor do we find excess somewhere. In fact, the entire government, when you say people who are working for the government, especially the officials, the bureaucrats, they all want to do the program because they don't get leave, they don't get whatever other support, they're not doing it. Yoga has not grown because of government support. Definitely the International Yoga Day that Prime Minister declared has made yoga, the word yoga popular, but you don't get to make people practice yoga unless they find benefit. Can I make you practice yoga unless you know the benefit of it? No, a doctor has to tell you that you got some problem, unless you do this, it will not work, then you will do, otherwise you will not do. Because we will continuously argue against our own well-being, because this is not an ideology, this doesn't need political support, this is one thing in the world. I want you to look at this properly. This is one aspect of in the world which has lived for over 15,000 years without any force. Never in the history of humanity has it happened, somebody put a sword to your throat and said, you must do yoga, otherwise we'll kill you, as other religions have spread. But today, 2.3 billion people are practicing yoga because of the sheer efficacy of it, not because of government support or any other organization violently pushing it.
Sadhguru, it is very difficult to understand, sometimes when in a country where, 40% taxes come from Maharashtra, Mumbai, if I tell you. So when the taxes, they come in droves from places like Mumbai or any other place, from north, and they go to, and they are distributed throughout the country. So when the government distributes taxes, and the tax has got no religion, no caste, no language, nothing, then if the taxes can be distributed so equally and then nobody has any problem with that, then why is there a problem when you write in Hindi, something in Tamil Nadu, or you write something in Hindi in West Bengal, or you try to use, if you can use English in such a profuse manner, why is there a problem with Hindi or for that matter, any language? That is one, but more serious question is that we had a program.
That's a very serious issue you're touching without realizing what it means.
Yeah, but I think this is more serious. Related to your program, we had a government plan, interlinking of river, which went to some extent, Suresh Prabhu, who is the railway minister today, he was in charge of that whole program, he was made in charge of that program, but it has not moved much. How do you see that interlinking of river program of the earlier Indian government in the backdrop of what you were trying to do?
We can answer this question together, these two questions together. It's like somebody saying, we have this big river Ganga, all right? We will grow things on the Ganga bank. Why should we give it to you down there in Tamil Nadu? If you go like this, you will divide the country, that's all. So about collecting taxes in Maharashtra and distributing, no sir, I want you to understand, Maharashtra, because of the businesses located as a financial capital and the stock market being there, money may be spinning there, but you are eating the food that is generated in various states and many other things produced by various states, you are consuming that in Maharashtra. It's not only because of Maharashtra's largesse that everybody else is living in the country, it's a very wrong idea. Just because money is counted in Mumbai, that doesn't mean it's made in Mumbai, okay? Entire country is contributing, maybe somebody more, somebody less. That's why we are a nation. Somebody is doing well, somebody is not doing well, we take care of everybody, that's why we can call ourselves a nation, otherwise we cannot call ourselves a nation. I make so much money, so only I eat, nobody else eats. That's not considered a nation, that is not even considered humanity. About the language, states were divided on linguistic basis. This meant, it is a promise that every language will be preserved, every language will be nurtured. This is the promise of the Republic of India. Are you trying to redefine India? You think Hindustan means Hindistan? It's a very wrong perception. Hindustan is not Hindistan. Hindi may be spoken by a large number of people, but this is the whole thing, that the majority doesn't impose itself on the rest, isn't it? So don't ever try to do this, you will divide India. If you try to do that, you will break this country, please don't go this way. The river thing. When you talk about dams, when you talk about linking, you are talking about usage of the river, how to use the river. That's not my concern right now. My concern is how to revitalize the river, because rivers are in deep danger. If you do not understand what I am saying, you must drive with me in the rally and see what is the condition of our rivers. 3 to 4 months it's not touching the ocean. How do you call this a river? This has become a seasonal rainwater run. This is not a river. River should flow. If this has to happen, certain steps have to be taken, that's what I'm focusing on. How to use the river water, it's between the people and the government to make decisions as to how to use it. But to use it, you must have a river, isn't it, first of all? The rivers are disappearing. Let's get them back and then think about how to use it.
Sadhguru, if you could just explain this a bit. One of the reasons why rivers, the flow is decreasing is because dams are being built in the upper reaches. Now, there has always been this argument that you need those dams for the greater good, to generate electricity, for all kinds of other things. Now, it also causes enormous distress to local communities who lose their land, who lose their homes, and we've got so many of these movements going on. So, how do you reconcile this dilemma? The greater good as well as you say, the good of the river itself?
How is the good of the river not included in the greater good? I don't understand this. What is greater good? Destruction of the land and water sources is greater good? In what way is it greater good? No great dams are being built in this country right now because there is nothing to be dammed. I want you to go and look at it. There is nothing to be dammed. Most rivers have become a trickle most of the year. Only 6 to 8 months they're running. Rest of the time, it's just a trickle or it's nothing, okay? You can't dam anything there because there's no water to dam. So whatever dams we have built in the past, according to the understanding of that day, it's fine, you don't have to dismantle that. But dam has a gate, right? Hello? Dam has a gate. So you just have to open the gate and decide how much water should be running. But most rivers are not held back because of the dams. Because there is not enough vegetation, you must understand that in this country, the average precipitation is only for 45 days in a year. The rain that falls for 45 days, you are supposed to hold it in the land and run it as rivers slowly over a period of time. This can only happen when there is substantial vegetation to hold this and then let it go slowly through the year. But due to lack of vegetation, now you are going through a cycle of flood and drought is happening because when it rains, it runs away. When it doesn't rain, there is a drought. So this is the pattern we wish to change. As I said, the rally is fundamentally not against anybody, not even against a dam. Dam is not a permanent thing, there is a gate. All you need to do is, there is a knob that you have to open, all right? To what extent? Let the government decide. Let there be a law that this much is there. Now NGT is saying a minimum ecological flow of 15 to 20% must be there, but it's saying percentage because percentage can be very deceptive, because what percentage of which season's percentage, all this will come. Instead of that, they must decide a minimum of this many feet of water must be flowing any time of the year. If this doesn't come, you will destroy all the aquatic life. If you think destroying 1,000 species of aquatic life is all right for whatever you call as greater good, I don't see how it is greater good destroying so much life, and we living insensitively, irresponsibly is not greater good. There are ways to do agriculture. Right now, Indian agriculture is using, the kind of water we are using is like we are irrigating the lands the way we did it 1,000 years ago, still. Any number of countries around the world are growing the same crops, anywhere between 10 to 20% of the water, they are growing the same crops with better yield. Why can't we do the same? So there are two aspects to the river, augmentation of the river and managing the usage. Both have not been done. So the policy is aiming towards this, augmentation of water flows and managing the usage.